Citizens, what if I told you that joy is your right and gaming is your path to victory? You do not need a chest of gold to play like a king. Today, I will show you why gaming must be cheap and why you, the hard-working people, deserve the best for less. Listen closely and let me enlighten you on this our video. Hello Internet, the only channel where historic conquerors talk about buying cheap digital happiness. I'm Caesar, former ruler of an empire so big it took 3 days just to send a WhatsApp message.
And I'm Ragnar. I used to cross freezing seas to get loot, but now I get excited when a used handheld is shipped free. Today, we're talking about why frugal cheap games are better than fancy expensive ones. For you peasants.
We used to command legions, Ragnar. We had all the time in the world to plan an attack. Now, I'm lucky if I get to play for 15 minutes while my cheap frozen supermarket pizza is in the oven. That's reason number 1, folks. Your life is too busy. You don't even have time to trim your nose hair or to get a life.
Exactly. My glory days were spent sailing for weeks. Your glory days were, I don't know, stabbing your best friend. Anyway, most people now are like us. They only have those little windows of time. Waiting for your coffee, 10 minutes. Stuck on a bus, 20 minutes.
You can't fire up a bulky gaming PC in the middle of a coffee break. It would take longer to boot up than it took me to conquer Gaul. That's why you need apparatus that are cheap and ready to go. Your old PSP, your phone, they do the job. It's truly portable genius.
It's about having fun without making a big commitment. Meant! You can't tell your online multiplayer Viking clan, hold on guys, my order of fish and chips just arrived. I'll be back in 5 minutes. It's impossible. So, forget the big online fights. Do you agree that online gaming is impossible with a busy life? Tell me how you balance your online gaming while working for peanuts in the comments section below.
Let's talk about money, which is always an awkward subject for us former kings. A brand new PC handheld? That's a huge bag of coins. We are talking about buying a game title alone being expensive enough.
A man has to eat. You need cheap hardware because you need your gold for boring things, like paying taxes and repairing the leak in my roof. I'm not playing for a living. Not everyone plays games for a living. Most of you are just trying to deal with your 9 to 5.
Your phone? You already own it. Your old laptop? It's just sitting there. Why not use those for gaming? It's a very Roman, very efficient way to get playtime. It's a punny deal.
And here's the best part. The old stuff is still great. There are too many unplayed great titles on old platforms. I'm talking about games from before your time. They're still fun, and you can finish them in those short bursts of time.
True. My empire was built on old foundations, and my gaming is too. The great thing is that current technology is a total cheap cheat. We can play many different platforms using emulators on those cheap Chinese handhelds.
It's like stealing treasure, but without the paperwork. You can buy a budget handheld for the price of a fancy dinner. Why spend a fortune when you can spend a small fortune cookie?
It's like rediscovering a hidden Roman treasure. These old games, from the NES, SNES, the PlayStation 1, the Game Boy, they were often designed to be played in short bursts anyway. Perfect for our coffee break lifestyle.
Right! They didn't have 100-hour side quests or mandatory cutscenes that you can't skip. You just turn it on, jump over some turtles, save the princess, and you're done before your Viking toast gets cold.
And guess what? Runs perfectly on a cheap phone, a budget Chinese handheld, or even a dusty old laptop. All of them. You don't need a powerful machine to revisit the classics. It's an economic victory.
It's the ultimate smart purchase. Why pay 70 pieces of gold for one new game when you can access a whole digital museum of perfect games for almost nothing? We are recycling gaming greatness.
It's true. These classic games hold up because the gameplay is simple and pure. We are wise enough now to know that great art doesn't need to be new, just like my statues. What are old games you still love until today? Tell us the titles in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe so we can afford more cheap game tech to review.
Alright, Caesar. we've established that we the people only have tiny time windows. Now, let's talk about a big problem that the big game studios don't seem to understand. Online multiplayer gaming is almost impossible.
By the gods! You speak the truth, Ragnar. I tried to join one of these online battles. A clam, they called it. The leader sent me a message saying, "Be here at 8 p.m. for the raid, and you must commit for 3 hours." 3 hours! I have to be up at dawn to argue with the local plumber.
These massive online games demand a Legion-level commitment. They require scheduled playtime, serious team strategy, and the commitment to not just leave in the middle of a crucial battle.
I can't put a pause on a match because the bread I baked got burnt. That makes me a bad teammate, or a terrible digital centurion. The portable games don't have that problem. They are towards single players, which is much more chill.
When you're dealing with a busy modern life, you need a game that pauses when you press the button, not a game that yells at you because you let the team down. Our cheap phones and handhelds let us play a game that's completely narcissistic. All about me.
It's about respecting our time, which is more valuable than gold. A cheap handheld with a simple game respects that. I have a life outside the screen. It's a game you can easily drop when your real-life quest log calls you.
Have you ever had to quit an online game mid-match because real life called? Tell us your funny abandoned ship story in the comments.
So, to summarize this segment, big online games. Too much work. Tiny portable games. The perfect pausable palace of play. Ragnar, we've talked about time, and we've talked about all games. When you factor in the high cost of a single brand new title, sometimes 70 of your modern dollars, it makes absolute sense to pinch pennies on the hardware.
Oh, the horror. Buying a game title is expensive enough. I mean, seriously. I could buy a whole month worth of dried fish for the cost of one shining new digital download. If you are spending that much on the software, you would spend on the hardware to be even tens of times more. That's why you love your budget laptops, your old handhelds, and your cheap tablets. You want to be able to afford the digital battles.
And let's be honest, those of you with busy lives might buy an expensive game, play it for 30 minutes, and then not get back to it for 6 months. It's a much less painful expense when you know you didn't bankrupt yourself on the machine that's just sitting there waiting for you.
It's an investment strategy, Caesar. Spend less on the ship, so you have more to spend on the valuable cargo, which in this case is the game itself. We're financially responsible, or just cheap. Either way, it works.
We are practicing frugal gaming, Ragnar. If my gaming budget only has room for one expensive item, I'd rather that be the amazing new game, not the giant electricity-hogging computer that plays it. What's the most money you've ever spent on a single game? Tell us in the comments. Was it worth the price, or did you regret that big wallet swing?
Alright, Caesar, we've covered the sad truth about our empty wallets and busy schedules. Let's end on a high note. The ultimate reason why cheap portable gaming is not just possible, but amazing. It's all thanks to technology.
Indeed. Current tech allows us to play many different platforms in cheap ways, thanks to emulator development and budget handhelds. It's the ultimate technological truce for our bank accounts.
Think about it. 15 years ago, if you wanted to play an old game, you had to find the dusty old console, find a specific cartridge, and hope it worked. Now, one cheap device, like a dedicated Chinese handheld, can play games from a dozen different systems.
This little plastic champion costs less than a fancy Roman toga, but it gives me access to thousands of titles. The emulator developments, the software that mimics the old machines, are so good and so accessible.
It's like stealing the blueprints to every great castle in history and building a tiny perfect copy in your backyard. And it runs perfectly on our already owned devices too. Your smartphone, your tablet, they are powerful enough to be time machines for gaming.
We don't need the latest, most powerful graphics card that costs a fortune. We need clever software on affordable chips. It's a victory of efficiency over expense.
So, to all of you out there who are busy, broke, and brilliant, don't let anyone tell you that you need an expensive machine to be a gamer. Grab your phone, grab your cheap handheld, and conquer your lunch breaks.
What's your frugal gaming setup? Is it buying used handhelds, Chinese handhelds, or simply using your already owned gadgets? Let us know in the comments below.
So, remember, be smart, be frugal, and demand cheap joy. It's the Viking way.
And that wraps up our case. Remember to like, subscribe, and leave us a review. We'll see you next time for Frugal Gaming.